We're here at Mines and Money, pleased to have the chance to catch up with Waldo Perez from Neo Lithium. Waldo, morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Look, as always, a lot happening with you. Recently announced that you're looking to have a completed pre-feasibility study, a PFS. That's going to be Q1 next year, is it?
Yes, we actually have completed a lot of engineering work, including also, of course, our recent increase in resources of 220% increase, and therefore the preliminary economic assessment we did 1 year ago become outdated, and therefore we have to bring our potential strategic partners as well as the people in the market aware of the new valuation of this project. And as such, therefore, we decided to do or complete the pre-feasibility. Much of the work is already done, the basics engineering. So we estimate, well, we are sure that by Q1 it's going to be completed. It's relatively a short leap to complete, and that will provide a new valuation, a new mine size, of course, a new capex, a new opex. Of course, that will also provide a new net present value of the project. Let's remember that originally was $1.2 billion.
That's right.
We expect that the resource is larger, therefore, the valuation should be bigger. Probably our expectation is that the production can also be increased from the original 35,000 tons per year. So a lot of news are coming in a very short time.
How much of an increase do you suspect you might see for production?
Well, I don't know yet, and with lithium projects, we have to take into account several aspects of the extraction. It's not the resource. We can mine lithium in this salar for 100 years. Okay. So that doesn't mean that you are going to increase production by 10 times, okay? So, because you also have to take into account the water level in the aquifers, the nearby ground and so on. But there is going to be an increase in production for sure, but not necessarily it's going to be 220% as the increase in the resource, okay? So I don't want to create a false expectation. But it's very important that the resource is large, and more important that we found a high-grade zone that is, or that allow us to start production with a lower capex, because we need less evaporation ponds for higher grade. Therefore, there are many changes, and by now there are so many changes, capex, opex, production, that you really need a new study that is going to be completed in a very short time to actually properly evaluate the project.
I'm just trying to think back to the last time you and I spoke, this high-grade area. Remind us whereabouts that is. Is that to the north?
Yes, it's to the north,
right.
And it contains more than 1,000 milligrams per liter lithium. So people have an idea what that means. It's the second highest grade project in the world. That area is the second highest grade lithium brine in the world. So it's a very significant and important area. So far, we have resources, if we would produce 35,000 tons per year for 20 years on that zone.
On that alone?
On that alone, exactly. Now we're drilling, again, the same area, just to test and to actually put production wells in that sector. So we want to see, we actually have to have actual production wells from the high grade zone. We already have production wells in the average grade zone, which is about 650 milligrams per liter. Now we are building them in the high grade zone to the north.
And you're currently drilling at the moment?
Yeah, we are actually starting next month.
You're starting drilling?
Yeah, we're mobilizing right now.
Wow. Yes. Okay. Well, it's going to be especially a busy Q1, but a busy start to the year.
Yes, very busy, very busy. We're also completing the environmental work, which is going to allow us build the mine. We already completed last month the environmental baseline that allow us to take a photograph of the project before mining. Now we are actually going to show the authorities what the footprint of the mining activity will be on the project. That is going to be concurrent or slightly before the pre-feasibility, and we expect typically in Argentina approval is going to be within 1 or 2 quarters after that.
Well, what about permitting? Say
that's the permitting.
That is the permitting.
That is the permitting. The permitting to mine is already granted. To use the surface is already granted. So we have all the permits. The only permit that we still haven't completed is the one to build the mine.
For the construction.
The construction. Right. And we haven't submitted because we are changing. Before we were building 35,000, now we are building more, and therefore, we hold on the report to make all the modification before we submit it. So it's a little bit of a chicken and the egg. We have to complete both to present it.
How are those discussions, those talks with potential partners?
Very well. Actually, there is even more partners lining up on the discussion, and it's very important in order to guide the discussion to have this pre-feasibility, because otherwise it's more difficult, of course, to have discussions based on an outdated original economic evaluation as we had, which basically is from the year 2017. So it's very important that now we update with all the information that we have been producing.
What are you looking for in particular from potential partners? What do they need to have?
Honestly, it's a combination, but I tell you what we are looking for is full financing. So what I'm looking for is to finance the lithium project to production. That is what I'm looking for. Now, different partners have different qualities. Some of them are related to the industry, to mining, or some of them are related to the lithium business, okay? Some of them are related to distributing or selling the product worldwide. And those are type of things that match our what we need, because we are basically very good at mining lithium, okay, and finding and discovering. So, but others are also end consumers. So, depending, there are different partners in line, and they have different objectives.
Realistically, when might you be looking to have some deal done?
Well, it is a dance of two. So, one thing is my wish. As you and many shareholders are probably aware, I was trying to close a deal this year. And actually, now I know that it's going to go to the next year. But, Andrew, it's better to have a good deal with the right valuation than a not such a good deal with an old valuation, okay?
Right.
So patience sometimes is important and pays off. So I ask the shareholders, let's hold on, let's get the new valuation, and let's get a better deal.
Hey. Not a bad strategy.
Thank you.
Look, I know it's been an incredibly busy week for you not just this week, the last couple of weeks. You've had a lot of meetings, and you've recently been having some talks at the Argentinian embassy as well, have you? What was discussed there?
No, well, the Argentina embassy have a very good idea to put companies working in Argentina in front of investors. It's like a venue like this, but smaller, but actually cater to people that are interested in Argentina itself. So I congratulate the embassy and the ambassador for doing these kind of things, and I was kindly invited, and there was a good crew actually, so I'm very happy.
So it was worthwhile?
Yes, it was worthwhile. Something I want to add is that everything we are doing here, we are fully financed. We still have $45 million in the treasury. So when we say we are going to do a pre-feasibility, we're drilling next month, and all the work we are doing, we're fully financed. Okay, so we are very safe and in very solid ground to move forward.
Waldo, always good to speak with you. Thanks for your time.
No, thank you very much, Andrew.